Well, I think I'm going to work on a knife today. It's a little bit cold out here, but not enough to turn the heat on. This is that sheath I made. I told you it would lighten up and color some, and it did. And since this is kind of a darker sheath, I'm going to use some walnut Dymalux, and it shines up so nice. So this is going to be a satin finish knife with a super polished handle. And the reason I like this Dymalux is because it is 100% impervious to blood or whatever you would cut with this knife, you know. And it shines up so nice. So I'm going to do that. And I'm going to use up these last two junk blades and try to cut a couple out before I break into my higher dollar Makita. So let me get this done and we'll be right back. Let me just tell you this. Let me sit down because talking and standing, I get out of breath quickly. Don't put any videos up. A friend of mine has or came into possession of 3 baby raccoons. Their mother was killed. So they raised these 3 baby raccoons. And he has sent me videos and clips, and I think I may have included 1 or 2, but here's the thing. I don't want to bring any trouble to him. Y'all know what happened to me over a freaking joke on Facebook. Fish and Game showed up at my house and demanded I hand over a baby raccoon. And I had some choice words for them. I won't go into that. And it made me realize just how anxious bullies with badges are to come into your life and cause trouble. Or to draw you into the system that they are part of. So I haven't put any more up, but I will tell you this, that they're all grown up. All 3 of them are grown up, and I have seen videos of them playing with the dog and playing with the 2 friends of mine that have them. And he built an outdoor palace for them and put a door to the outside where they could go out into the woods. And I believe he left the window open in his house where they could come into the house. And they had a choice whether they wanted to be wild or live a warm, happy, loving life where they got to play with the dog and get petted and eat good food. Well, 2 of them left. Actually, all 3 of them left. And one of them came back. I guess he realized it was, brutal finding your own food and the weather, it gets cold at night. And so one came back, and it looks like he's going to stay at the house and be part of the family. And the 2 others didn't come back for quite a while, but they came back last night, and they were all happy to see I say parents, but they left again. They were gone this morning when he got up. So, I guess they're going to come and go, or maybe they'll just become wild and go back to the woods and live their lives out in the woods. And maybe he seems to think that the one will stay with them because it was the first one to come back and it hasn't left like the others have. So, anyway, I may occasionally put a video up if there's absolutely no way, no voices, or no way to identify them, or, I just don't want to bring any trouble to them. And now that I know how easy it is to bring trouble into your house because of what happened to me over a Facebook meme, that I'm just probably not going to do it anymore because, boy, they sure... It's not enough that these Fish and Game guys set up fake deer out in the woods and try to trick people into shooting at them. They got that kind of time on their hands. Now they're scanning Facebook for Facebook jokes and tracking people down. And these guys knocked on my neighbor's doors looking for me. That's how ridiculous that got. I don't know if I told the whole story, so it's back there. You just look for the video of Me using a lot of cuss words because just about an hour after it happened. Come on, you can jump. Come on. Come on. Are you getting old? You are, aren't you? Everybody's getting old. There you go. Oh, did you roll in something? I don't smell anything. So anyway, yeah, back a couple of months ago, I was not long out of the hospital. I was still hobbling around pretty good. I'll tell you the story. I put a Facebook meme up of this kind of homely guy holding a baby raccoon. And it was just a picture I pulled off Google, right? And I put it on our local Facebook, or the Wascom Facebook page. And said, oh, look, I found a baby kitten. My landlord says I can't keep it. Anybody want it? And everybody got a good laugh at it, except for one lady who took it serious. And she told me she was going to turn me into the Fish and Game. And, I told the lady like 10 times, it's a joke, lady. There's no raccoon. It's a freaking joke. And she said, well, I'm going to call the Fish and Game. And I said, I dare you to call a Fish and Game. So she copied and pasted that little thing. She didn't copy and paste all the times I said, lady, it's a joke. Why are you the only one that doesn't get it? So apparently she's like an animal rehabber, right? So she's got this in with the Fish and Game. And they believed her. And they tracked me down. They knocked on my neighbors' doors looking for me, and eventually made it to my house. And let's say I was not polite. I'm a little embarrassed about I mentioned my anger, how bullies are my freaking trigger, and I will do crazy shit when bullies come at me. And I make bullies wish they'd never seen me. That's how triggered I get with bullies. Well, in my opinion, these guys tracking me down and coming to my house over a Facebook meme, they're bullies. They're bullies, the worst kind, with badges. And I was furious. I was in bed. I was asleep. And they woke me up. And, man, I call these guys every name, and I made up some cuss words. And, I told them they're trespassing. And I told them to get off my property. You're trespassing. The fact that you came through my gate. And, there was things that I wanted to say that I didn't say, luckily. But anyway, yeah, when they realized that I wasn't going to be a pushover and have fear of them, that I was the opposite of what they expected, they left pretty quick. And I still think about it. I had a dream about it, and I handled it a little differently. Thank God I didn't handle that in real life. I mean, I'm telling you, even at my age, bullies are my absolute trigger. And bullies with badges are the worst kind of bullies. So, yeah, that's why I don't put any videos up of my friend who has the raccoons. And the raccoons, he did a good thing. He took in raccoons that would have died otherwise and raised them and fed them and gave them the choice of living inside, living outside in this area where they could freely come and go, or disappearing completely into the woods and being wild animals. What more could you ask of a person to do? You couldn't have made a better decision in my book. But the government being what the government is, that's what made me decide, plus what happened to me, is to not include any of the videos. I used to like to do that with a bobcat, and knowing what I know now, I probably wouldn't have done that. But the bobcat has passed away after a very long life. And knowing what I know now, how these guys have nothing to do but bait people into breaking a law or come to your house over a Facebook joke, I wouldn't do it again. So, and I don't know what. Anyway, let's get started making knives, okay? That's enough. All right, I got one roughly cut out. And this is the pattern. And I'm still not 100% satisfied with this sheath. I'm going to do one thing, and that's to bring this up a little bit higher by well, probably 3/8 of an inch, like about that high. So I'm just going to bring it up a little bit, and that's it. Then I'm going to commit the pattern to wood, because I'm happy with everything else. I'm glad I added this little bit of flair here. It just adds a little bit of eye appeal, in my opinion. And I did buff the edge up a little bit. I still got a little buffing to do. It shines up like spit shining is what it does. Okay, so because of this, I'm going to take just a little bit off the nose so it'll sit a little deeper, and a little bit off the handle. I'm talking, you know, maybe 1/8 of an inch here and 1/8 of an inch there, and that will make it sit about 1/4 of an inch deeper than that. And this will be, you know, one off basically. So let me go ahead and get this set up and start marking it for my pinholes and my bevel. All right, that's how far it's gonna sit down in there, which is, you know, normal. Some knives sit that high in a sheath, but I'm gonna do two things actually. I want to make this a little bit wider where it will come out about here, and I'm going to make it come up a little higher. So that's the only modification I'm gonna do. Otherwise, I'm very happy with the style of the sheath. And so here we go. I'm going to mark this. Come on, you can do it. Get this out of the way. I'm gonna mark my pinholes and then mark my bevel. And I got the holes drilled, and while I'm waiting on my dicum to dry so I can score my center line. By the way, that's 5/8 of an inch, or if you're an observer of the Matrician form of measurement, it's close to 16 millimeters. It's like 15.875 or something like that millimeters. So I'll just say 16 millimeters or 5/8 of an inch. As a matter of fact, just so it will be absolutely true, I'll go just a hair, just a whisker past that line, and it will be 16 millimeters. But in the meantime, I'm gonna go into the leather room and take my pattern, and I'm gonna make the alteration that I said I was gonna make before I forget what I wanna do. So this is my third go at this pattern, and here's the alteration I'm gonna make. I'll show you 2 seconds. Don't move. Yeah, that's perfect. Okay, that's the new pattern. The width is fine. The webbing is fine. The webbing is just a little too thick here. I gotta thin that up just a little bit. And I like the belt loop on the back folded over. So I'm going to get that cut out, and then I will commit this to wood. I will make one more sheath with this pattern, and if I like it, I'll commit it to wood. I'm pretty sure I'm going to like that. So, well, that was close. I almost, I just avoided a good face slapping. I heard the tone change, and I did one more pass, and I thought, you know, that tone changing means something. I better stop. Yeah, it's about halfway through, so this would have come off and slapped me right in the face, knocked my glasses off, and made me say bad words. So let me get another one on there. Alrighty, I got the bevels ground, and I got it sanded up to 180. I'm fixing to go to 220, and you know, I may get this heat treated and in the tempering oven before the day is out. My wife went for a spin on her motorcycle, so I'm on pins and needles till she gets back, because hell, I had somebody rear end me at a red light the other day. So people just don't pay attention, and that's all there is to it. And I'll be glad when she wants to get rid of that motorcycle. All right, I did it. It's late afternoon, but I'm gonna go heat treat this and get it in the tempering oven. And if my wife has no plans for me tomorrow, I'll get the handle on this and epoxied, cleaned up. I'll get this cleaned up and brought up to a 600 satin finish, and I'll get the handles epoxied onto it. I'll have to drill them. So, all right. Let's go on out to the forge. And then I've had this little project. I'm going to anneal this, and I'm going to make a knife out of that. That's all I know so far. I haven't really thought about it a whole lot, but before I can do anything, I have to anneal it first. Woo, that is hot. Get red hot, and then we're going to turn this off, close it up, and let that cool down slowly. All right. See you tomorrow. I think that'll do it. So, there we go. Okay, put my glove away, shut my gas off. All right, we'll see you tomorrow.